Hello kids, welcome back. I'm your teacher Brian, and today we're going to read together a book. The book is called Let's Make an Eclipse. Eclipse. 너무 힘들어. This word is very difficult. What is an eclipse? If you can see the picture behind the book, what is this? This is the moon. And we can see the moon has different shapes because the earth and the sun are moving around with the moon. An eclipse in Korean, you say ilshik, which is solar eclipse, or you say walshik, which is lunar. Lunar, wal is the moon. Lunar eclipse. We'll learn about that in this book. Look at here, we see 과일, right? Fruit. This book is not about fruit. It's not about fruit. They're using the fruit as a model. This is the earth. This is the moon. Okay? Let's 재밌어요. Let's find out how they use the fruit to talk about an eclipse. Okay? 같이 해요. Let's make an eclipse. Can you make an eclipse? Right? 일식 만들 할 수 있어요? Can you make one? Yes. Using 과일, we can make an eclipse. 과일, again, is fruit. Fruit. Like banana, orange, melon. We can use that to make an eclipse. 재밌어요. Don't eat it. 먹지 마세요, right? Don't eat it. Use it to make an eclipse. Okay. What do we see here? It's 아침에, right? They're just finished breakfast. Dad washing the dishes. Mom has a newspaper. And the little girl is looking at the newspaper. Let's read together. Mom was reading the newspaper. There is going to be a solar eclipse, she said. There is going to be. Okay. So in the future, 미래, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, okay, 내일, there is going to be. Future. There is going to be what? A solar eclipse. 일식 있어요, right? Will come. So that's very interesting. 보고 싶어요. I want to see it. There is going to be a solar eclipse, she said. What is a solar eclipse, right? 일식 뭐예요, right? What is a solar eclipse? Asked Amy. Here is Amy. She doesn't know what a solar eclipse is. Do you know? Let's find out. It is when the moon blocks out the sun's light, said Dad. Here is Dad. What will happen, right? What will happen? 뭐 할게요, right? What will happen? Asked Amy. It will get dark. It will get dark. It will be like night. 밤에 비슷한데요, right? It will get dark. No light, said Mom. 무서워요. No, 무서워요 아니요. 재밌어요, right? Have you ever seen a solar eclipse? Everything gets dark at a solar eclipse. But don't worry, 걱정하지 마세요. Don't worry. Only for a few minutes. 조금 시간 해요, right? It's only a little time for the solar eclipse. Then it becomes light again. Okay? So it will get dark, but only for a short time. Mom is going to show Amy how to make a solar eclipse. Do you remember guail, the fruit? This is a melon. This is an orange. This is a melon. M-E-L-O-N. This is orange. O-R-A-A-N-G-E. Melon and orange. So the melon equals the earth. The orange is the moon. And a flashlight is the sun. Let's read together. We can show you how to make an eclipse, said Mom. We, 누구 we 누구예요? Mom and Dad. We can show you how to make, 어떻게 만들어요? 일식, right? How can we make an eclipse? We can show you, right? She is Mom. She got a flashlight. She got a melon. She got an orange too. Get, right? She got these things. 3 things. A flashlight, a melon, and an orange. Okay. The flashlight is the sun, right? Right? The flashlight is the sun. The melon is the earth. The orange is the moon, said Dad. So Dad says, what are these things? Of course, not real. 진짜 아니요. 그냥 생각해요. Imagine or pretend. Whoops. Imagine. 생각만요. Just think. Pretend. The flashlight is the sun, the melon is the earth, and the orange is the moon. Think about that. The melon is big. The orange is small. Why? Because the earth is bigger than the moon. The earth is big, the moon is smaller. So the melon is the earth and the orange is the moon. Okay, now I'm very curious. 또 알고 싶어요. I want to see what happens next. Don't you? We will look at that in part 2. So don't go away. I'll see you soon. Hello, kids. Are you ready to make an eclipse? Let's look at Amy's family as they make an eclipse. Do you remember part 1? In part 1, we said the flashlight was the sun. 맞아요. The melon is the earth. 맞아요. And the orange, what is the orange? Do you remember? 기억해요? Yes, the orange is the moon. So sun, earth, moon. How can we make an eclipse? Let's read. Stand over here, Amy, said Mom. Stand right? Stand up, sit down, right? Stand over here. Stand over here. Stand over here. Stand over here, Amy. That's the first thing. Second, hold the melon in one hand. So hold the pen in one hand. How many hands do you have? 하나만? 아니요. 2개 있어요. So hold the pen in one hand. What about the other hand? One hand, other hand. Hold the orange in the other hand. In the other hand. hand, 손이 2개 있어요. One hand, the other hand. Hold the orange in the other hand. So melon in one hand, orange in the other hand. Move the orange in front of the melon, said Mom. Here, she's holding the melon here, the orange in the other hand. Move the orange in front of the melon. What is the orange? The orange is the moon. What is the melon? The melon is the earth. So in an eclipse, here is the moon, here is the earth behind the moon. Where is the sun? You are the sun. The sun is there, where you are. Here is the moon, here is the earth. Okay? Okay, remember the position of the sun, the moon, and the earth. We can see that here. Here is the sun. Here is the moon. Here is the earth. Amy is holding the moon and the earth. The moon and the earth. If we turn it like this, the sun 저기 있어요, right? Moon 여기, earth 여기. Okay? What do we do next? Dad turn on the flashlight. Remember, the flashlight is 손전등. 손, hand, 정등, light, right? Turned on the flashlight. Flashlight. He turned off the light in the room. The light in the room. What is that? 황광등, right? 황광등. The light in the room. Turn off, it's dark. Turn on the flashlight. This is the light from the flashlight. Do you see the light here? So we see the light, you see something here, right? Remember, this is the moon, this is the earth. What's happening? Let's read. Look at the shadow the orange makes on the melon, said Dad. So look at the shadow. We can see the shadow. Here is shadow. This word here is the shadow right here. We can see that. So that is the eclipse, right? Here's the sun. There's light here, but the moon comes between, say의, between the sun and the moon. The earth and the sun. The moon is say의, right? say의. Not psycho, right? Sorry. But say의, in between. Sun, moon, earth. The light hits the moon. The moon blocks. The light makes a shadow on the earth. That shadow is the eclipse. Mm-hmm. It is like the shadow the moon makes on Earth in a solar eclipse. In a solar eclipse. In a solar eclipse, the light from the sun is blocked by the moon. Okay? In a solar eclipse, the light from the sun is blocked, stopped by the moon. This is the Earth. If we live here, we can't see the sun. It's blocked. There's a shadow. That is the eclipse. That is what we call as the 일식. That, if we live here, we see that. 너무 재밌어요, right? So, we can do this. This is the moon. This is the sun. You see, the moon is moving. 천천히 가요, right? The moon is moving slowly this way. The moon moves between, say의, Earth and the sun. Between the Earth and the sun. The moon starts to block the sun. So the light from the sun is blocked, stopped. A little while later, 조금 후에, the moon blocks the whole sun. 타요. We see the sun's light around the moon, around the moon. We can't see the sun. sun 볼 수 없어요, right? But we can see the lights around the moon. 너무 재밌어요. Very beautiful. When you see an eclipse, 와, 너무 재밌어요. And very beautiful. Everything is dark. You can see maybe other stars, but it's also a little light because there's some light around the moon. So wow, 너무 재밌어요. It's very beautiful to look at. So when you see an eclipse, when you hear about an eclipse, try to look at the eclipse. But be careful. Don't look at the sun directly. Wear sunglasses. 조심해요, right? Sunglasses. Sunglasses, or ask your teacher or your mom or dad. Very interesting though, very beautiful. Okay, so that's how they made an eclipse. They used a melon, an orange, and a flashlight, and they made an eclipse. We still have more to go. We still have part 3. In part 3, we're going to learn about a different kind of eclipse. Here we're talking about a solar eclipse. In part 3, we will learn about a different type of eclipse. So let's take a break now. I will see you in part 3. Hello everybody, welcome back. We're on part 3 of Let's Make an Eclipse. Remember in part 2, what kind of eclipse did Amy and her mom and dad make? What kind of eclipse? Do you remember? 맞아요. Solar eclipse, right? 일식. That is different from this. Before we saw the sun, the moon, and the earth. But now, earth and moon 바꿔했어요. 지금 바꿔했어요. Now, we will learn about 월식. Okay? Let's read together. Move the melon in front of the orange, said Mom. In front of. So before, 전에, the melon is here, the orange is here. But now, 바꿔해요. Move the melon in front of the orange. So 바꿔. right? So now the melon is in front of the orange. And now look, wow, the shadow covers the whole moon, right? The whole orange. Look at the shadow the melon makes on the orange. The shadow makes on the orange. The melon makes a shadow on the orange. Here is the sun. Here is the light. The earth, or the melon, blocks that light for the whole moon. So where do we live? Do we live on the moon? No. Whew. Thank goodness. We would die. We live on the earth. Think about this. We live here. We can see the moon. What does it look like when this happens? During Wolshik, what does the moon look like? It is like the shadow Earth makes on the moon in a lunar eclipse, Wolshik, right? In a lunar eclipse. It covers the whole moon. The Earth's shadow covers the whole moon. So what does it look like? Earth's shadow is here. Here's the moon. And then the moon looks like this. 와, 빨간색이세요. 너무 이상해요, right? Normally, 보통에, usually, the moon is white, very bright white in the sky. But during a lunar eclipse, Wolshik day, the moon becomes red. 너무 재밌어요. I saw a lunar eclipse several years ago in America. 미국에서 월식 봤어요. 전에 봤어요. 너무 재밌어요. 와, 이상해요. Okay? So, Earth moves between the sun and the moon. Here is the Earth, here is the moon, there is the sun. Sun, moon, Earth. Earth is between, say의, the sun and the moon. It makes a shadow on the moon. It blocks the light, and it covers the whole moon. Earth's shadow covers the whole moon. The whole moon. All of it. 타요. Right? Not part, not 조금씩, but 타요. All of it. The whole moon. The moon looks dark red. Wow, very interesting color. Very strange. 이상해요, but 재밌어요, right? So, Amy learns how to make an eclipse from her mom and dad. She learns about solar eclipse, right? 일식, and she learns about lunar eclipse, 월식, right? What does she do? Amy went to school, right? 학교 갔어요, right? She went to school. Amy, showed her class how to make an eclipse too. Here is Amy. Here is her classmate. He's holding, what is he holding? He's holding a flashlight. Yes. What is Amy holding? In her right hand, she's holding an orange. What is the orange? The orange is the moon. 맞아요. In her left hand, 왼쪽 손, what is she holding in her left hand? It's the melon. What is the melon? The melon is the earth. 맞아요. The earth. And here we can see the shadow. What is the shadow? The shadow is 일식. 맞아요. 일식. Because it's blocking the light on the earth. That's 일식. 반대로, if the earth is blocking the orange, we say 월식. Lunar eclipse. So 다시 한 번. Solar eclipse. 일식. Solar eclipse. 반대로, 월식 is lunar eclipse. So remember, solar is the sun, lunar is the moon. Now you know how to make an eclipse. So, why don't you say to your friends, let's make an eclipse. What do you need? You need a flashlight, you need an orange, and you need a melon. The flashlight is the sun, the orange is the moon, and the melon is the earth. 맞아요. So, let's make an eclipse. Okay. That finishes our book and our lesson for today. I hope it was interesting. I thought, wow, 너무 재밌어요. Very interesting. Okay, we'll see you next time. Take care.